Hey, Francis, welcome to the Bottomline discussion. Good evening.
Good evening, my friend and brother Paul. How's it?
My brother, I can't complain much. It's good to be among the living, my brother. This is why it is. Living in the white man country. What else can you complain about? You see, I stay. Look.
Yeah, I
My
feed
attire
you, mate.
just tell you.
I feed you, mate. I feed you, mate.
But man, how y'all in? How the Scandinavian? How y'all in?
Man, we got caught by surprise with the change of weather. It got it got cold. 2 days ago, snow. And wash my car. Everything look shining. Then the snow came and messed it up.
My man, look, I don't know what's happening. On Sunday, we had almost the 30-degree Fahrenheit in the UK. I went to the shopping center with my t-shirt. I said, summer have come early.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? On Monday, the thing dropped.
Yep.
From this sort of hot weather, and today it went -1.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. It is crazy. Yeah. Anyway, we have a guest today on the program. Will be joining us anytime soon. To our viewer, kindly share the show. We'll also share the link. Now, friends, will share the link so you guys can share it as well. And while to bring our guests, we'll go into our newspaper. I think it better go into the newspaper, or should we play the jungle for?
They play the jungle while we're sharing the show.
Right. Okay. I think we'll do that, man. And then wow, it will be a good thing tonight to have something going. Yeah, but while we wait, I'm searching for this. What on your mind?
Man, look, bro. There are so many things on my mind, from the war situation in Ukraine, the situation, the tariffs, the reciprocal tariffs, retaliatory tariffs from America and Europe and the rest of the world. And I know, the last but not least, Liberia is on my mind as always, man. Things are getting harder. I don't know what happened to our people back home. We are heavily dependent on aid, and there's not much direct foreign investment in the country. So no, we in Europe, we are feeling the pinch. Prices of food and consumer goods and services are going up 100%, 50, 100%. So it's scary, and it's worrisome.
Right. So because we have a guest, let me go into the quick Takun J music, and then we can share the show. When we come back, we'll look at two newspaper, and then bring our guest on and have a discussion tonight. I think it's the way forward. We might talk about what's happening. Something that is actually closer to you. We far away, but we pushing it for both trouble. So it's something that we can look at too and talk about. So while on that note, let me find my good friend Takun J, who said that the government lied to us. They keep lying to us every year, every time. We keep putting the same people, they keep lying and lying and lying. So here we go. Please share the show.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for us. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go for us. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
Welcome to the Bottomline Liberia. This is the discussion live. Today, Francie is in the house from Studio B, and the Lord Cholope from Studio A is in the great city of London. Francie, welcome to the Bottomline discussion. How are you, my dear brother?
Thank you again, Paul. Doing great. In high spirits for tonight. Review of the local dailies, and then to have a good interaction with our guest today. And for information, our guest is Mr. Usman Nia. He's a real estate consultant and a professional from the great city of Germany, this great country of Germany. He resides in Liberia now. He's a Liberian born, so he resides in Liberia. Yeah, so we will be having him tonight to tell us more about his business venture. You know, how far, what he has, well, how much progress he has made over the last few months since he was last on this show.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let also welcome Shadida Brown Chidope, Samuel Wussi from Germany. For those who joining us who can see, please drop your notes so we can recognize you for following the bottom line, and kindly share the show also. But before we bring our guests, I think let's dive into the local dailies. Something quite interesting. You know, when I asked you, say what on your mind, you said Mama Liberia and unemployment is on your mind, that a lot of people unemployed, and then the situation in Europe, and then in the Middle East, all of these things. So this is what I saw, and I want your take on this. Something is trending. Our president, this is the local data. You see this newspaper called the Women Voices, and the president acknowledged that young people about unemployment. They say if they don't have job, we are in trouble. President Barker acknowledged that if the young people are unemployed, Liberia is in trouble. But this, he acknowledged unemployment is a problem and Liberia is in trouble. And you said, they say you worry about your people. What your take on this story, Francis?
Look, it shows that the president is very concerned by his people, and I mean, he is concerned about the economy, the well-being. I mean, if you're not employed, gainfully employed, I mean, you cannot meet up with basic you know what you call it, services. I mean, your bills, uh, to buy food, build your needs, and this, the needs. So you cannot meet up with them. So yeah, I mean, unemployment is a very serious problem right now globally. Uh, where I sit, there was a major battery company who tried. I mean, Sweden and the Europeans just tried to build they built a multi-billion-dollar, battery factory. They call it Northvolt, and it went down. They call it concrete, but they went into bankruptcy. So yeah, thousands of people will be losing their job, and thousands of people losing their job every day because of the global trend in economy. Recession is gradually creeping, across the spectrum, across the globe. So I hope that our government can, find ways and means to attract the right, foreign investment into the country, so that people can, invest in the country and have, create jobs. The government cannot be the only employer. Government will, the wage bill is heavily leading right now, just by, employing a lot of people. So it is unfortunate. We hope that government can see reason and, help mitigate some of these problems for these people.
You are absolutely spot on that the president at least is acknowledged that unemployment among the youth is so high, and the country could be in serious trouble. But then all of may argue that, yes, Mr. President, you have it in your hand now to do something for them. Because ordinary person who sits on the fence, you have the authority in your hand to find means. But because government always give for environment that they give the people the environment for employment. They create a condition for foreign investors to come in. It's in his hand, and he acknowledged this, so he need to act the sooner than later, because the young people, the population among them is huge. If we do the statistic, I think the older generation in Liberia should be around 35%, but the young people up to 65, 70%. of them. Unemployment, that is a serious concern for the country. So I think it's good that he acknowledged it, but the question is, what will he do? This is the challenges that the president faces with now. You see, the motorcyclists, they are in the Western world, we call them self-employed. But then they employ for short period of time, because if you're young, you energetic, by the time you reach 30, you'll not be riding motorcycle again. So it need to do something for the people. So it's good that he acknowledged it. And so we pray that the government take some serious action, get them face the rule of law, get them attract foreign investors to the country, or encourage Liberians to come home. We'll be bringing Usman on the program, who go home to do something. These are the people that the government need to empower. Invest in Liberians. If we cannot get the American, the Germans, the Russians, the Chinese to come in, Liberian capable of coming with something, invest in them, and then they will help the government. That's what they need to do. And that has this is the story just training.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, when you mention people, people like individual like Usman, there are hundreds of Usmans outside who have tried to come to the country. Not only this administration, but there are always been bottlenecks. There are always been bureaucracy. Always been hurdles to in terms of corruption. People asking for percentage in people and in your investment. I mean, you come to invest in the country, you bring your money, and then somebody can tell you they want 10% or 20%.
Yeah,
without bringing any contribution. So I hope the president will be. I mean, you say he has the gavel in his hands.
Yeah.
So I hope he can make some significant strides, and I hope that investors, our local people, empower local people. God, look.
Absolutely.
Before we go to the next slide, yes, the thing with Liberian businesses, all our contractors, most of the contractors to the government of Liberia, the vendors, they're all foreign nationals.
Yeah,
the government buy cars from the Lebanese, the Indians. They buy stationery from these people. Come on. If they go to do business with Liberian, they credit.
yeah.
They cannot pay. The government Liberia, all Liberian businesses, millions of dollars. How do they expect the people to survive? There's the only country in the world I see that. I don't know about other countries, but I've been around. I mean, Europe, America, whatever. Look, there's the only country, Liberia, that empower foreigners more than these people.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, in this city where we live in, where the country where you have the best education. The Europeans will not give you that job unless there's nobody else. But why they give you that job, that very skillful job, and that niche, unique opportunity, they will be training somebody right under you. Yeah. As soon as that person gets that education or training, they are refinding ways to get you out to put up European there.
Yeah. But the thing is, in Ghana, even to open a business in Ghana, as if you don't have a Ghanaian partner for your business to go, it will not be easy. But in Liberia, it's the opposite. It's something just wrong. You see, so we need job for the young people. And so we're talking about this job situation. Then I'll put this slide, or you see below here, the misuse of 200 million that Maggie and the people in their house. This is an agriculture fund that these people are talking about. So with young people unemployed, these guys are playing, they are milking money, my brother. They are milking the Liberian people, misuse of 200 million. That is, my brother. Liberia story never end. Let's see if we can bring Usman. Before we bring Usman on, what about your side, my brother? You are closer to the great city of the great country Russia and Ukraine. What's happening? What's going on? Is a
I mean,
ceasefire holding?
you think, look, America as usual tried to steer the affairs of global politics, I know, by itself. It goes to to a meeting, negotiate one side, and goes to the other side and negotiate. I mean, look, I hope it works, but from what I see from Russia, from Russia's side, they may not agree to most of the terms because under that, with the condition America is trying to arm Russell country like Russia. Can you imagine that? You can't do that in Russia. You can do it to other small countries. You can I mean, you cannot threaten Russia more than you have been threatened. They have gone back to supply the Ukrainians with arms, ammunition and intelligence. Well, come on, Russia's it's a big dog, man.
You know, Francis, this is funny. The American, there's something I've been thinking on this for many, many years. When we were kids, we heard about this Russia being the most evil people on the planet Earth. That even they make fame when the Russians are coming, it's something terrible about these people. But these guys that propagated the badness of Russia, they don't want going around invading countries, changing leaders. And then they tell you that, yeah, we have to change the regime. It's not good. But we have this other country how to build nuclear weapon, but this country not allow. But then there's an evil guy over there that will propagate about him, but the evil guy just sitting there quietly. So the situation now, what happened, if you look at it from a logical point of view, this guy decided to test Russia to see what is there, and they pumped heavily cash arms into Ukraine. And it backfired, and they realized that it backfired. So how can we end this thing that we started? But they don't have the balls that what Trump can say, oh, I'll bring peace. The Europeans particularly, they don't have the balls to say, look, let's call Putin, let's call Zelensky, let's face this thing. They have encouraged it so much, and now they are so embarrassed they cannot do it. So they're going through third party, which is America, that started in the first place. So the whole situation, Putin saw that as a block. And remember, this guy is one of the longest serving diplomat among them. He understands the situation. That SKGB person, he became president since 1991. 25 plus years now, he been there. And all of these newcomers around him, he just laughed. I think the war will end at the time when Russia is waiting for it to end, not on any one term. That's how I see it. So just give you a chance so we can bring Usman on and have a good discussion tonight.
Yeah, exactly. You said, but I hope that the war will not end on the terms of Russians. It should be on the terms of humanity and the suffering of the people, the casualties every day inflicted on the people of Ukraine. Yeah. We cannot sit down so party as Europeans and other world leaders, part of the global community to see, another country being destroyed just from the personal ego of an individual or the country felt that its territorial integrity has been threatened. We need to see that this war ends. It has its effect on everybody. I mean, food especially, because Ukraine was the green basket of Europe.
Yep.
Although they had their own way, they supported mercenaries around the world, so armed. But yeah, I mean, humanity must come in, must creep in.
Yeah.
But so I mean, I think they're bringing our guests, and then we can discuss, and then we'll come back when we're done with him. We can discuss issues relating to Liberia.
Let me see again.
Is he frozen? It seems as though he's frozen.
Yeah.
Should I?
Oh,
Should I? Hi, I don't know if you can hear me.
yeah, we can hear you. You need to go out and come back in
So
again. We can't.
he's frozen.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, just a minute.
yeah. While we wait for us, yeah, yeah, he go and come back in. Yeah, friend said you're right for humanitarian reason. And you know, Ukraine. This is the very first place that when I came to the West, that's what I stopped. Where I studied. They are dear to my heart. It's
Then
like
you went to the east, my man. You went to the west. You in the west now.
yeah, I was in the east, so I came from the east to the west. So that's yeah. So I was in Kiev. I was in Kiev for good year. So I attended the Civil Aviation University, the Institute of Civil Aviation in Kiev. So it's what I and it's just when I see the destruction of that place, man, it breaks my heart. So I hope the war ends soon. Let's see again. Yes, here we are. Welcome to the Bottomline discussion, my brother Osman. It's good to see you. How are
Yeah,
you?
thanks. I'm doing good. Can't complain. Easy
Right,
going.
right. Francis, talk to Osman BYE in the meaning.
Yeah, sure. So, Usman, how's it? I mean, how's the situation like? How's the weather like? We Europeans always talk about weather first. How's
Mm.
to start a conversation? So, how's the weather?
Well, the weather is actually quite great. It's getting a bit colder now. It has been raining like some few evenings, like but heavy rain. But nevertheless, I personally am enjoying the weather. Different than in Germany. In Germany, it would be like really cold by now. So
Yeah,
I can't complain. The weather is quite nice. Things are going on nicely here, I would say. Yeah, yeah. Everything is
yeah.
good.
You spoke about Germany, so I mean, which one your party? I mean, you had elections in Germany,
Yeah,
and what's the name? The new leader.
yeah.
I can't remember his name. What's his name again? Do you know his name?
I did follow it somehow, but I didn't even know the person. I mean, after Merkel, I really did not follow that much of uh,
Uh-huh.
of all the new German leaders. I know he's from CDU, which was Merkel's.
Yeah,
Is it
the Christian Democratic something.
Yeah, yeah, Christi Democratische Union.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, but I'm not really following them that much, to be honest. I just know that
Okay.
there's somebody new in town. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. The guys wanting Europe to try to navigate from America, try to be on its own
yeah,
as a body, as as a union to stand on its own
yeah,
and do away with America. At the first Highland speech he gave. So yeah, but anyway, yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, Liberia is good. I wish I would have been in that kind of warm situation. I would have been in my t-shirt and slacks and drinking a cool bottle of water, not a beer though. A cool bottle of water, with ice in it. Yeah, on a Friday evening. You go out to what you call it. What you call it? What's the latest
Calabash.
spot? A calabash,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, we indoors, man. Cold out, yeah, we indoors. No, yeah, but no, yeah, great
What's
having you on the show.
Thank you,
Yeah,
thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here again, definitely.
yeah. So, for people to now know you, just tell a little bit about yourself.
Okay, okay. Well, let me just start from the beginning. I'll just wrap it up very quickly. Again, I was born in Egypt. My father was working in the embassy, the Liberian embassy. By then, he was been working with the government for quite a while in the foreign mission with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I was in Egypt till the age of 8.5, and then I moved to Germany, where I actually lived my whole life, worked there, studied there, played football there, got married there, got divorced, all those things. So,
Mm,
uh,
got
yeah,
to got to divorce the Liberian girls. Yeah, you man, be careful. But why? Be careful what you say. Yeah, yeah.
somebody
Uh,
already locked me off, so I'm okay.
uh-huh. Oh my God. All right.
Yeah, but yeah. So I studied in Germany. Studied political science and business administration. I started working as a financial advisor. Then I went on to specialize as a mortgage broker, doing real estate investment and finance. I would say the past 16 years, I've been servicing international clients, people who are buying properties from abroad and investing in German real estate. That was my task to help them get the necessary fundings in Germany to finance their projects and also find a good investments, real estate investments. So it could be private, mostly high net worth individuals, but also some smaller investment groups, investment companies, etc. So that's what I've been doing throughout. Now I decided, let me also come and see what's happening in Liberia and see how I can somehow get involved in the business life here.
Oh,
Wow.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You have a very, very rich, resume, background, your experience, in rare estate free. I'm in the field of, the rare estate mortgage and, what
Yeah.
have you. I hope that you be able to, Liberia as a country will be able to exploit your potential, your competence, your skills, what you have to offer. Hopefully. Yeah, but yeah, Paul. Yeah, do you want have anything else?
But the thing, it's good to see my brother back here again, and he's low fresh. I guess the cassava leaf, the palm butter, the tabagi, he's enjoying it so, but you can see the thing is written all on his face. I'm so jealous.
No,
I really want to be back
no,
home. Yeah.
no, Paul. You say he's talking about the man looking fresh. We the some Eastern. We say the China.
Ah, yeah, man. So you see, that's the
Very
beauty.
enjoying.
That's the beauty of being home. But how's to talk to our audience? Your business in Liberia.
Mm.
Have you established, because the last time you were here, I think was going through registration and all that.
Yeah.
How is it? Talk to us. How far you have gone. For those who not aware of your business, talk to us about what sort of business
Yeah.
you have in Liberia.
Yeah, we've actually gone quite far by now. The last time we spoke, I registered the business last year, May, with the Liberian business registration. And from there, we were simply just doing research, basically trying to find out what the wants and needs of working Liberians, simply to understand the people much better and see how we can best assist. Speaking to several banks, speaking to developers, and like-minded people as well as insurance companies. So we're somehow quite engaged, or I was quite engaged with getting knowledge, information on Liberia. Now I opened an office last week here in Rehab, which is, I don't know if you know the Miami Beach area or this ABC University. So just opposite on the main highway, RIA highway, is actually perfectly located, I would say. So that's why we have our office now. Have some people who are assisting me with, let's say, getting potential clients. We have also signed an MOU with a family in Brewerville to hopefully develop 50 acres of land. So, which is going to be quite a larger project. We're starting to work on the paperwork on the projects. I would say the next 2 months, we want to give ourselves time to have everything straight before we start the marketing of the project. We're also discussing with an insurance company in Marshall who the company is dissolving and they're selling all their assets. And one of their ideas, they have several plots all over. One of the ideas is instead of just selling the 27 acres that they have in Marshall, we would like to initiate a development project, again, real estate development. So that's why we're on right now, discussing with them and seeing how we can get along. So it's quite exciting right now. So we're just putting all the stones in place and
Hmm.
see how we can get like really engaged. But we've moved actually quite fast since some months ago when we last spoke. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
Usman.
question for you here,
Yeah, yeah,
Usman. Yes.
exactly.
So what is the name of your company?
Okay, then the company is called Bricks Group Limited. I can write it here in the chat box. Bricks Group Limited. You might want to search on in the internet for the group, but we're setting up the web page. Hopefully, the web page is going to be set up by the end of this month, or latest the end of this month. Up to now, we've been posting some stuff on Facebook. What we're doing on Facebook quite often, which is what I really like and what people also liked, I've heard, is we're setting up something like educational videos, where I just inform people within or let's say 3 to 4 minutes of what they need to do in order to qualify to get a loan, for example, or how much property can you afford based on the income that you have. All such videos, again, just to inform people, get them ready, get them prepared, and get them also engaged with real estate. Yeah.
Okay. Francis?
Yes, Usman, no, I mean, that's elaborate kind of plan, detailed plan, success. I mean, achievement. You have actually cover all the years. What it, no, there's the short period of time since last year May to this May. I mean, it's not May yet. It's probably 2 months or so to May.
Yeah.
So that's 10 months. I mean, congratulations, and I want to wish you well. Yes. So, what if Liberians in the diaspora, European diaspora specifically,
Mm.
want to partner with you? How is it? What does the arrangement look like? I mean, in terms of partnership. And besides that, before you answer that question, you said you did some level of statistics, and what was it? Was it what statistics or what something
Yeah,
you
a
did?
survey. We're on a
A
survey.
survey, exactly. So, what
Yeah.
did your findings really find? What did you really uncover? What is one your
Okay.
findings?
In regards to the
Terms of
survey,
needs, yeah, Liberian housing, yeah.
yeah, we found that there are actually many people really interested in owning their homes, on one hand, but the reality is actually that there's a discrepancy between the needs and the income that people are generating. Is a far discrepancy. You see some people who are earning very little, but they have the dream of owning a certain amount of property, which again we try to let's say educate them, let them know, okay, this is not quite realistic, and they should somehow reduce their expectations, I would say, in regards to how much property they want to earn. Um, in various areas, we even had participants in Nimba, in Maryland, from different areas actually participating in our survey. And I would say, generally speaking, there's a need, there's interest, but again, expectations somehow they differ than what somebody can actually offer. I mean, the income differs. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, we just because I asked that question because uh, looking at the economic situation in Liberia, people, the income, where we come from, where we are, where we live in the West, in Europe, yeah, there's always it's a standard of income. There's a
Mm,
ceiling, and
mm,
with your income, you know what we make, or we are able to most times 90% able to buy our property, buy a home. But unlike Liberia, where the minimum wage is like $50,
mm.
$125, say, I
Yeah.
mean, how can one buy the home without money? Is there any plans? I mean, I know you're a developer, you're not an investor. Is there any plans where you with your company where you can have investors come in and
Yeah.
meet with these people in the middle and help them have a home, because it will be a it's a lifetime situation for our people. I need to live in the modest home,
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's just. I would like to say, so let's just face reality. Even in Europe, you have people with whatever income they're generating. Not everybody can own a property. That's just a reality. Okay. Now, what one can do if we were discussing about investors and we are having some ideas where we said we would like to work with so-called micro investors. Now, what do with those micro investors do? They would simply just say maybe they have something like 50,000, 100,000. They might take it from, let's say, European bank, US bank as a loan, and they would want to come and invest here in Liberia. Now, the best thing that they could do is to go ahead and set up like mini apartments, right? And now those apartments will be set out for rent. Maybe can get into an agreement with those tenants, let's say a rent to buy agreement, yeah, where over a certain amount in time you're paying the investor a rent, but after a few years, we calculated roughly 8 years, then you have the option to buy the property. Yeah. So this is something like a rent to buy concept that we're thinking of and we would like to introduce at some point in time. This is something we would say, yes. We've also calculated a minimum income one should have here in Liberia specifically in order to invest into a decent home, something like $15,000, $20,000 home. The minimum income we calculated is $750 per month. Now it is far far away from the $50 or $100 you've mentioned. That's why I said, okay, not everybody can own a property, but there are certain amounts of people here who do earn the $750 minimum per month in order to, yeah, realize their dream of owning a property.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, man. I'll tell you what, Lord, Paul, do you have anything else to ask Usman?
Yes, Usman, you said something in your intro. I think a family in Broadway have reached out to you. And
Yeah,
I mean, elaborate more on it because our audience will want to follow suit too. So
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
us about this exciting news.
Yeah, while running the survey, that also came from the survey that we ran. And again, we had several people for various reasons reaching out to us. So this specific family saying that, okay, they are not interested in buying a property, but they have 790 acres of land that they bought from long time ago. So, and there are several families as such. Now, this family, they never had the funds to go ahead and develop the land. They are just sitting on that large amount of land, and they're still sitting on that large amount of land. So, what we said is that, okay, this sounds quite interesting. We cannot go ahead and work on 790 acres as too large for now. So we said, okay, let's just concentrate on 50 acres of those 790. It's right behind the Risk
Mm-hmm.
Institute. And we want to concentrate on 50 acres. For them, we said instead of going ahead to sell the land portion wise, which means you're looking for many buyers, we had several ideas, if I may just elaborate. Not
Mhm.
going ahead just to sell the land to individual buyers, because what individual buyers would usually do is that you would go ahead and build your own home, but your surrounding, you wouldn't really pay attention on it. And this is what you find in Liberia very often. You have many people who have built their homes, whether nice or ugly, who cares? But if you take a look at the roads are just a disaster in between the homes. There's no proper waste management. So there's no collective idea of managing the estate, I would say, right? So we said, okay, let's just try to change it a bit. And this is one of our objectives. We do not just want to help people build their homes, but we want to make sure that their surrounding is accordingly, right? So what we then said, okay, we would now, instead of them selling it just to single buyers, we would try to sell a project idea. Let's just say for one lot, you could generate something like $1,000, right? Now we
Mhm.
are saying that we wouldn't provide the 1,000, we would offer the family for per lot 1,500 or 2,000. Yeah, so we somehow doubled their sales. But why can we do so? Because we're selling a project idea. So which means that their family is participating as a joint venture somehow.
Mm.
So they are participating in whatever return that we generate. So and that's the basic idea. And we believe by having this approach, again, you have all these ideas or those stories about, oh, we sent our money to friends, family, we wanted to build this and that, but the buildings never realized on one hand. So we can somehow reduce that issue or maybe avoid that issue where you send the money to whomever and something you did not really get what you want. So you can now work with a company that's now on ground monitoring everything on your behalf. We have certain steps or certain measures we are taking in order to make sure that there's full transparency in the construction or during the construction period. And full. Sorry, yeah, I just lost me briefly.
Yeah,
When we're
you
going in, when we're going in full scale, it's like because we're having or getting into a larger construction, we can reduce the costs. Yeah, so it's different. If we are building like 50 units, our cost for the materials will be less than somebody who's just building one unit. Yeah, so that's
right. That does bring me to the my question. BRICS group, is that a rep pronunciation?
yeah,
If, say for example, me, I have 5 acres of land, I mean 8 acres of land, and I'm interested in that land to be developed. And do you guys involve in what we call the urban planning, how the whole place will be? Because you talk about when people build roads, somebody can put their zinc house around it, the streets are bad. Is that something that in your company, how do you call it? What
yeah.
I'm looking? Is that something that your company can do?
Yeah, the
So,
services. Well, I would like to just correct one thing or one Francis said. We are not developers, right?
right.
We are project initiators.
Hmm.
Yeah. So what we basically do, we take a look at the situation. We analyze the entire situation. So I was talking to one doctor. He gave me one interesting word. We do not just. It's like we have a holistic view, I would say. Now, what's the holistic view? Is not only we just want to help the person build the property, but we also look into sustainable topics, right? How can we build a sustainable environment? Yeah. So those are also interesting topics. Why? Because if you're thinking about investors now, or let's say development banks, now development banks like Shelter Afrique, etc., with whom we want to also start conversations, they are interested in sustainable projects. So how can you get them on board? By offering them projects which are really sustainable, not only for the people on ground, but for the entire surrounding. So not only the people who are owning the properties. So this is why we, again, as project initiators, we have a holistic view. And again, we would assign developers to build the houses, of course.
Yeah, so I mean, I like the concept, the approach, uh, but in that direction, are you guys working with the National Housing Authority? I think they should be in charge of housing projects in Liberia.
Yeah.
If in case you have any kind of contract, what is the rule? I mean, in guarding your company bricks. How you
Yeah.
in that direction?
Yeah, without disclosing too much in regards to the National Housing Authority, what I would say, yes, we are in touch with them. I've been invited several times as consultant on to various issues, projects they are working on. So, and the way I see it is, it is not a one-man show where one person can go ahead and say, okay, I can manage everything by myself. No, you would have to speak to several people. Again, the National Housing Authority, if I want to or not, but again, we still need to have this collaboration. I also speak to other developers. There's a good developer who lives in Atlanta, a Liberian, lives in Atlanta. He also has a nice project here in Liberia. But this is also somebody I also interact with to see what is generally possible. So again, yes, National Housing Authority, we will have to speak to them, we'll have to engage with them, and I've been invited by them on several occasions, yeah, to consult as a consultant.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. And so people that you have met already in Liberia, are they kind of interested in this new adventure that you take into the country? Most
Oh
people.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know the good thing I like about Liberia when I open up my office, for example, you just have any regular person would just come by and say, "Oh, thank you for this." and as if I've achieved so something big and nothing. But it's just a nice gesture, and you even find other people, let's say in higher positions and so on. They really like the idea. They like the concept. We get good feedbacks, but again, we still need to do the work. The work is not yet been done, and there's lots of work to be done in Liberia. And again, but I believe people living abroad in the diaspora, I believe they play a key role in developing Liberia. Of course, everybody wants to build their own homes, which is fine, but there are good returns to be made if
Mhm.
one wants to enter such a venture to build smaller units. I recently spoke to somebody from who lives in Canada. He has several buildings here in Liberia, and the service that we offer as well is project management or property management. So it's simply just facility management.
Mm.
So we are having an agreement or setting up an agreement with this individual to manage all their properties that they have here in Monrovia. So, and it's we calculated the return he's making on his investment. It's roughly going toward closely towards 20%, and that's a good return,
Mm.
extremely good. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, what would you say to people who are listening to you? Because real estate is a long-term project. What would you say in terms of encouragement to them? Because if I want to build a property in Liberia, no, for sale,
Mm.
for commercial purposes, it takes time, all the period of time. So I mean, you as a expert in that field, what
Yeah.
are some of the challenges? Well, what would you say to them, those who are skeptical? I mean,
Yeah.
the skeptics about because of the
Well,
situation in Liberia. Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
trusts one. That's the
yeah.
trust factor. Yeah.
Exactly. The most important point is trust everywhere. So the most important. Well, what would I say to those? I mean, before you even get engaged in real estate, try to have a very, very good understanding of the potential investment, right? Uh, get some understanding about the area you intend to invest in, the people who are living in this area, because those would be your tenants ultimately at some point in time. You also need to come and discuss maybe with LRA, discuss about taxation issues. How can taxations affect your business? Security issues, because some people like living in fences. Can you offer that kind of security, having some guard on a 24 hours 24/7 basis in front of your compound? Um, the financial aspect one needs to also determine, because again, I'm a financial guy, so one of the things that we would say, we always take the interest rates as a benchmark. So if you're doing any kind of investment, look at the interest rates that are being charged here. Of course, you can take the interest rates where you are in the US or in Europe as a benchmark of see if it's a viable investment or not. This is something one should also take a look into. And again, one thing I would say, and I really believe it is something every Liberian should somehow consider, especially in the diaspora. At some point in time, you will want to come home. And it's good to come home knowing that you have some kind of source of income. If you don't, and that's again, real estate as a long-term investment, this is something you can build up gradually over time. When you're back home, then you have something on which you can definitely rely on besides your pension, of course. But I would say real estate investment is it makes sense 100% in Liberia. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul. Yeah,
Hmm. It's quite exciting, Usman. It's quite exciting on what you're doing. Uh, I mean, before you came on, we're looking at unemployment in Liberia, and your team had just gone to Liberia. what a prospect of getting young people involved in this new adventure.
Yeah, it's. I must admit, it has been a challenge at some point in time. Um, Without sounding, let me see, what word can I use? Arrogant or whatever. I had some long-term experience with real estate in Liberia. I mean, sorry, in Germany. 15 years, going to 16 years now. Um, I've been dealing with people on a certain level, with banks, multiple banks, with investment companies, and so on and so forth. Um, Sometimes I prefer when somebody knows little to nothing. That means I can now train that person accordingly. Than somebody who believes they know, but they actually do not know much because the dealings, how people used to are used to be dealing here, I don't think is very effective, very often, to be honest. So I did manage to find some people with whom I can perfectly work with, who are willing to learn real estate and to understand real estate. I'm even happy to also work with students because we would bring, I would like to have two students on board. Right now, we have one who we can train and prepare over time. Again, not only to be a real estate investment advisor, but simply just to be ready to understand how things work on a professional basis. So those are things that we get engaged in. But again, I will tell everybody who wants to venture in any business in Liberia, it takes time to find the right person. Definitely. Yeah.
Hmm. Wow. Wow.
But it's possible. It's possible.
It's possible. Francie, this
Yeah.
is exciting. I think it's good. What my brother is encouraging us now to join him too, because this is where we all need to. But the thing is, before Francie come in, you you get, do you partner with a construction company that if so, and if you do, the shortage of electricity in Liberia, do you have someone also on the other hand that could provide that services in terms of what? Solar energy, for example, wind turbine with it because of
Mm.
the electric. Do you have something like that in your
Yeah.
organization, or do you link with other people?
Yeah. Let's say our business is about linking with people, right? So linking with the right people. Let me just say, no way anybody who wants to just jump on board. We just need to link with the right people. The especially in Brewerville now, when we're looking into Brewerville, the idea of bringing in solar panels is extremely important. Why? Because I think LEC has not reached all the way back there.
Mhm.
There will be definitely a need of solar panels. I personally believe anybody who wants to have a viable business, again in Liberia, or want to live comfortably, especially if you're from abroad coming here,
Mhm.
solar is one very good solution, extremely good, I would say. Solar panels. One can even work with both. You can have your solar panels. If you have sufficient batteries, then you're good. If you do not have sufficient batteries, you can live with a solar panel during the day, charge all your equipment, and maybe at night you can then switch back to LEC if LEC is there, of course. Yeah. So, but solar panels is something one should definitely consider. And again, if you're doing a large scale project, the cost will be reduced. Yeah.
All right. First, I want Francis to come in. I asked that question specifically because I know Broadway area. I did some work there too because I'm into solar installation in Liberia.
Oh,
I
cool.
also have a company in Liberia called the Church Renewable Energy. And that's why
Okay.
I asked you, when you are into, if you link with people, when you secure something and they're looking at that energy side of it. So we will give you our details too that you can link
Please.
us, and then it's good that we on this program together. Francis, come in.
Yeah.
Yes. Look. You did mention about environment. They have institutions like public institutions like the Ministry of Public Works.
Mm.
I would take the Brewery project, proposed project as case study. Um, there's a plans or coordination with the Ministry of Public Works in terms of accessibility to your home. The homes are feature home roads, opening roads, and people should not building in into alleys and stuff
Mm.
where you can have a smooth ride home. Yeah. So I mean, I'm from you. I want to live a comfortable life.
Yeah,
Access to my home is another form of comfort.
yeah.
So, are you in contemplating working with the Ministry of Public Works of, I don't know,
Yeah. Well,
opening
in that
road?
regards, because this Brewerville project is a virgin land, so basically there's nothing on it, right?
Mm.
You have some few people who have built their houses left and right, but we're looking for the 50-acre spot where literally nothing is on it. So when we are now designing the project, we are also designing exactly where the roads would be. So, but we have to follow the instructions of Public Works, etc., which we will definitely implement in our plans. So this is definitely something we're also going to look into. Again, we're currently putting all the paperwork together. We're setting up the necessary designs, and then we can approach Public Works, because at this stage, to go ahead and start speaking to Public Works, it doesn't make much sense. But we believe that within the next 2 months, or this month as well as April, we will definitely reach out to Public Works. We'll reach out to EPA. We'll reach out to LRA. So we're going to reach out to all those different organizations just to make them aware of the project that we're trying to get engaged in and what is all necessary. The thing that we want to make sure of is that before we start marketing the project, all the questions have been answered. So if anybody wants to know anything, they're simply just buying into a project that everything has been taken care of. So that not that at some point in time you fall back and say, especially when you're dealing with Public Works now, and then it said, oh, this alley is not according to what the standard is in Liberia, you have to widen it. And by widening it means you're encroaching on people's land. This is something we want to definitely avoid, right? So we're going to set up everything from the beginning on, discuss with all the necessary parties in order to make sure that the project is a project that is sellable. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have gone no, a little over 30 minutes now. So
So you got some
uh,
time.
yeah, time goes so fast. So Paul, I mean, I don't have anything much to say.
So
To ask if you
yeah,
do.
I'm interested though, because this topic is really fascinating. And Osman, I just want to know if somebody approach your company, do you have a set amount that they put off from as deposit to be able to engage you people to, if somebody want to, is there any percentage wise you can talk to us on?
Well, I would say it depends. Let's just say if we're discussing our construction now, right?
Yeah.
And then how we would like to operate is that if you want to build a home here in Liberia, we would provide you all the necessary plans. We'll give you the BOQs, the drawings, the sketches. We'll give you information about the area and everything necessary in order for you to get started. After providing all this information, we'll then let you know, okay, to initiate the project as a certain percentage, we'll have like 5 to 6 installments. Yeah, to lay the ground, we need is the first installment and make sure that all the paperwork are settled. So we request for something around 25 to 30% initially, right? Now, when this work is done, what we're putting in place is we will have an appraisal firm who would come in, or an evaluation firm who would come in simply just to certify that the work has been done accordingly and to prepare a report. On top of it, if you are now living abroad, you would have to assign 1 or 2 people who would also come on ground to justify and confirm that everything has been set according to your expectations. And now, in order to move forward, we will definitely need your signature as an okay in order to move forward. And saying to take the next step, we would ask you for another 25%, which means we have to put up the walls, set up the roof, etc. So we're going to work in certain phases, but in every phase, one should always get a proper feedback through a report from an
Mm.
external company and from a person or one or two persons that you have now identified to look over, let's say, look over our shoulders. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh wow, this is quite good. Well, Francis, I think it's something that we can look at. So we and Osman, because we are in Europe, and
Yeah.
you have a website that is still under construction or is
It's still
now
under construction, and we hope by end of this month it'll be ready to be set on the internet, so everybody can review all our different services we offer.
right. I think it'll be good that we have that also, that we can share in our on our page, that people can see what is there to
Yeah.
give them. It's a good thing that you're doing, and we know the way things are in Liberia, everything like that, and people like you on the ground with this
Mm,
fantastic idea. I think it's a good thing for the country, and other people could
mm,
follow suit. And this I see a lot of prospect in this. I mean, people would believe you, and they will trust you to see how you can do something. Because a lot of people in Liberia, people don't travel. They want to do something by wiring, but the
yeah.
fact is they don't trust people, so they end up going, and then they will have to leave that project, build
Mm,
off for another 7 months, then go back again. So if you on the ground and your
yeah.
company to other that you can partner with people with the design, or that, I think a lot of people would be interested in doing it, because when they go home, they're going to see something that
Yeah.
they have seen picture of it, and I think it's a good thing. Francis, what are your
Yeah.
thoughts on it? There's a very good
Yeah,
event.
exactly. They got a proverbial saying that seeing is believing. You
Mm,
know, yeah. So once you have those, you have pictures of your project, your activities going on, and that we can share.
yeah.
And will be a good thing. And we, as Liberians here, especially from the Bottomline group, want to be part of this. What you call a project. I know we will do our best to
Yeah.
help promote it, and part of this, John. This I'll call it an escapade. At the end of the day, hopefully, by the grace of God and by and by our works,
Mm.
uh, you keep off the ground, and then we hope to see a young Liberian being a millionaire soon and employ other people.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah,
You
but
know.
I'll pull everybody off with me. Don't worry. I won't be like the person you explained about the first time when
Oh
we
no, no,
started.
no, 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 no! I mean, no, I mean, I mean, for me, from our side, we just want to see the best of everything. I know,
Yeah.
everything, anything you do is be based on your own formulation, but
Mm,
there's a platform to help support our people.
yeah.
Create the enabling uh, environment and atmosphere for our people to strive, to thrive and make up, to help our country Liberia. I think it's the paramount importance to have our country to rise up from the arches. We have been uh,
Mm,
complaining about this war since 2005. The cessation of hostilities and in
mm,
Liberia, and we are still at the same snail pace.
mm,
And the thing is that only few people, in terms of development, especially infrastructure development, there's a handful of people, of people who are actually, you know,
mm.
evolving, developing, so there
Yeah.
should be a program or plan where people can afford have affordable homes. I saw pictures on the homes that were built. They call affordable homes. People are still there's no shower in the homes, and they're modern homes. And
Mm,
people are still defecating outside.
mm.
Uh, you know, so that's not a modern home. I mean, modern homes you have everything inside. So who can have, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe about something which is not yet really out, but there's we somehow got invited by, I think, the mayor, I don't know who, somewhere in Robertsport, the area called Robertsport.
Okay.
It's a touristic area. Simply just to sit down, have conversations about potentials, what can one do, and not within that area. I find it really interesting. I think it's a very interesting area for people who really want to come from abroad and relax themselves. In Liberia, it's not crowded. They're opening the roads over there, and we would like to present some ideas of what it can be, mingling like touristic, residential, old homes, and all such things. We want to bring up some ideas. So I just want to put it out there. So anybody who is interested in Robert Sports, please reach out. We would like to understand what would you like in there. It's something like a survey we would like to do again, just to find out what people would like. Yeah.
Right. That's an interesting point because when I went to Rival Sports, who the C in Rival Sport
Mm.
is one of they use those that serve on this.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And Liberians have been looking at Rawsport. The place, if you go to Rawsport, people just ran away from that beautiful side. The place is empty.
Yeah.
So I think it's something good that you're talking here. And it's not actually far from Morovia.
Yeah. True.
On a
Yeah.
good day, no traffic is 45 minutes in Rawsport. It's
Yeah.
not far.
It's a good site and
Yeah,
beautiful. It's really beautiful there.
beautiful place. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's something that we can all look at it. Let's see. Yeah.
But that'll take some time.
Here we go. Something for you here.
Mm.
If you need any assistance, technology services, our brother is in the house, but Tiki can help you.
Transfer tech.
Yeah.
Yeah, please reach out. I'm always happy to get engaged and to discuss and interact and share ideas. Definitely, I'll be happy to get in touch. Yeah.
Right. So here we go. Francis, anything else? But before we go, and I want to bring this out. We all live in Europe, although our brother are transition. In the UK here, the very first time the UK was able, one of the major political party, the Conservative Party, they elected a black girl as their leader. They call Kimi Badenoch. And this girl, for some reason, she had been putting black people down. But then it's just interesting. I have this, she's a Nigerian, born here, but I want to play something and I need you guys' view on this. This was the Prime Minister question time. It's just a 1-minute clip.
We want to support him on this issue. So turning to the details of the plan he set out yesterday. Over the weekend, I suggested to the Prime Minister that he cut the aid budget, and I'm pleased that he accepted my advice. Mr. Speaker, it's the fastest response. It's the fastest response I've ever had from the Prime Minister. However, he announced £13.4 billion in additional defence spending yesterday. This morning, his Defence Secretary said the uplift is only £6 billion, which is the correct figure.
Prime Minister.
I'm going to have to let the Leader of the Opposition down gently. She didn't feature in my thinking at all. I was so busy over the weekend I didn't even see her proposal. I think she's appointed herself, I think, saviour of the Western civilization. It's a desperate search for relevance. But, Mr. Speaker...
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
No. This girl had gone behind Nigeria. She came from Nigeria. How the place is this, Africa is this. So now the question time. I mean, the prime minister just slaughtered her. So Nigerians have not been waiting to pound on her. They've not been waiting for the moment that these people pound on her. So, to our guests, it's interesting. I just want to bring this up before it get old. And I want just another 6-minute clip. Listen to Nigerians on this, and then we'll close the show. I would want your thought on this. This
Kemi Badenoch thought she ate, but unfortunately, she left a lot of crumbs.
Over the weekend, I suggested to the Prime Minister that he cut the aid budget, and I'm pleased that he accepted my advice.
There is a unique kind of pain that comes when the very people you sold yourself to remind you that you were never one of them. And right now, Kemi Badenoch is feeling every ounce of it, every single ounce of it.
She didn't feature in my thinking at all.
Let's break this down logically, because what just happened isn't just politics. It's a masterclass in psychology, and I love every bit of it. Kemi built her career playing the role of model minority, the black conservative who distances herself from her own, who speaks against Africa to earn favor in Britain. But here's the problem. When you build a house on borrowed land, the owner can evict you at any given time. Stammer didn't just ignore her, he erased her. Now, the logic behind this statement, the logic behind Stammer's statement, is rooted in a rhetorical device called a fortiori reasoning. Now, if he didn't even think about her, how could he take her advice seriously? Now, in my language, in Edo language, we say, Imadege trailer, ama iwe a driver no fear. Now, a verbatim translation in English language says, I didn't see the trailer. I didn't see the trailer truck, let alone the person driving it. Now, here's the logic. The truck, as you know, is more visible and obvious than the driver. So if someone failed to notice something as large and conspicuous as a trailer truck, it follows that they definitely didn't notice the smaller, less conspicuous detail, in this case, the driver. Wow, that was horrendous. It was mean, so to speak. In fact, that was a public diminishing of relevance designed to make her politically invisible, just like the driver. Okay. Oh, dang.
She's appointed herself, I think, saviour of the Western civilization. It's a desperate search for relevance.
This is what we call exaggeration as dismissal. Instead of debating her point, Stammer framed her as delusional. Someone appointing herself as the savior of the Western civilization. Like, seriously. It's not just an insult, it's a psychological warfare. It makes her look desperate for importance. It weakens her credibility and ensures that no one in that house or watching takes her seriously. It was a political bombardment. Political bombardment, whatever. And the last part, a desperate search for relevance, that's the real dagger. Because, I mean, It means Britain never saw her as central to their politics. She wasn't, or she isn't, a key player, just a convenient voice when needed, a political weapon against her own people.
Mr. Speaker, I understand she likes straight talking. She's talking absolute nonsense.
And here's where the karma kicks in. The very Nigerians, Africans, the black people, melanated people she has distanced herself from, they are enjoying this moment. Because this isn't just about Kemi. This is a warning to every other person who thinks tearing down their own will secure them a seat at the table. A lot of melanated people immediately they leave the shores of Africa. They start bad mouthing, talking down on their countries, comparing apples and oranges. Oh, Nigeria this, Nigeria that. Look at here, look at Britain, look at Spain, look at this, whatever. If you knew what these people did to Africa, you won't dare badmouth Africa for being underdeveloped. Even when it comes to corruption, how did corruption start in Africa? Was it not the same colonial invaders who started to handpick people? They started to favor some particular set of people, put them in places of power to use them against the others. Is that not how corruption started? You talk about the police, talk about the army. Yes, of course, it's not the same way the police behaves in this western part of the world or the military. You don't see them outside flogging people. But where did ours in Africa, where did they learn it from? Wasn't this the same treatment they got from these colonial soldiers and colonial police? So they learned from the people who taught them. So that is it. So before you talk down your country, try to get to the root of why they are behaving the way they behave.
Last week,
Guys, I just couldn't hold this. It been happening. Africans are real. This woman been on the blacks back here, everything. Even aid to stop aid. She champion it like, oh, we does not this. So this is the situation, man. I just want to put that for our viewers and Prince Usman. Just your thought is nothing political, but when we are privileged to get there and forget about our own, this is where you get. And it's just
Right.
oh, the Nigerians are loving it. They enjoying it so badly, and they can't wait for the prime minister to keep pounding her. That's the UK for us.
Well, we all know the story about the Western aggression or the white aggression against the Africans of the people of non-white. I want to use the word Anglo or Caucasian, or they use colors and then the non-white origin. They always been looked down upon. Even these guys come to our country, they want to look down upon us, and we create the avenue for them. We ourselves to be blamed and nobody else. So why would Steno said to that lady she looked for it? So it's complete aberration. So yeah.
Right. Oh, the tone is off. I think you're on mute.
Yeah,
Samuel Wosi want to come on. Samuel Wosi want to come on. Let me see if I can share the link with him for you to spend the next 5 minutes with us. Then he leave. Let me do this quickly. He interested. What's this? Good. Yeah, what your thought? This is the situation.
But the only thing I can say in Liberia, they will say she cost me, or they cost me intelligently. That's my only comment.
Yeah. No, but the thing is, I see this girl, man, for some reason, she just been all over the place trying to muscle her way. And some of us know that they will, she will go at some point, but then when it's time for election, because they have a way of doing things here, and somebody will challenge her on our leadership role to get her up before they go into general election. So they just got her there to be doing the bad thing in Liberia and say the dirty work for somebody. She paving the way for someone else. And imagine the sad thing with this, she's already the leader, and people within the party is now calling on the former prime minister, Boris Johnson. They say the return of Boris. Could we imagine? So for him to come back, any vacancy somewhere in the country, the conservative will pull him as a candidate to get him back. So they really don't respect her. Then this is so Samuel, if you dare come on, so we can have the quick chat before our guests leave, or because he's in Liberia, not many people get data over there. Yeah. Okay, he says it's okay to follow. That's fine. So he's not coming on. Yeah. Yeah. So talk to us, Osman, before you leave. Your parting comment for our viewers. How can they get in contact with you? Who those that are
Yeah.
interested in what you're doing? Convince us so we can rally around you. How can we help you? Talk to us
Yeah.
before you leave. Yeah.
Well, I would say you can reach me first of all on Facebook, where the page is called Bricks Group Limited. If you search for my name, Usmanier, you can also find some information about me, of my past, what I've been doing so far. And I would say, in regards to Liberia, and again, that's a special outreach to all those who are living in the diaspora. If you do have any ideas you want to share, any ideas you believe they're viable in regards to real estate, I'm extremely open to exchange knowledge, exchange ideas, and see how one can move forward together. We want to be somehow used as a vessel where you can come and, let's say, place your ideas, and we see how we can make reality of it. If you want to do simple construction work, we are happy to provide you with all the necessary information in order for you to go ahead and fulfill your dream of owning a home. If you do have homes, properties in Liberia, and you want them to be managed properly, you can definitely also reach out to us. So again, I would say, challenge us, discuss with us, and see how we can work best, especially those in the diaspora, knowing that you're sending so much money here to Liberia. Let's just make some kind of use of whatever funds that one is sending. If one wants to come together as a cooperative, I think I discussed the idea sometimes before, where a group of people will put funds together to initiate a project. We are happy to advise in that regards. So again, feel free to reach out to us and see how we can share ideas and make things happen here in Liberia. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Friends here, your thought
Yeah, man. Yeah, Uzma, man, thanks a lot for coming. This platform is yours. Anytime you're ready, you have additional information for our people.
Yeah.
I know you're always welcome. To share
Okay.
the progress being made. Clients, will be clients. So yeah, but thank you for
Definitely.
coming. Wish you all the best of luck in
Thank you
your
for having me.
endeavors, and be safe out there.
Yeah.
Sometimes in Liberia, you can't be too European now, so probably you know what's up now. So you gotta give and
Uh,
take. Something
I
to the
know,
Liberian way.
know
But
how to.
the main office around the president area, so he have current 24/7. That's VVIP area the man in. So
You know what I always tell people is like there was some point in time I was studying in East Germany where some of those skinheads are around, And I
Yeah.
always tell myself, if I can survive that one, I can survive everywhere.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, enjoy the environment, enjoy the palm butter and all that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to be home. We envious of you, but it is where it is. So thanks for coming. It was a
You're
good
welcome.
show, and we would
Thank you.
love to have you again for when as you keep progressing. Let us know, and then share the website with us. We'll publish it for people to
Yeah,
see so they can get in contact with your company. But it's good having
definitely.
you again, and all the best.
Definitely. Yeah, and anytime you're in Liberia, please, my partner, she can cook real good palm butter. You're all
Oh,
invited.
okay. You see, friends, I told you the palm butter making the man. You see the
Right, come on, my man.
yeah.
Thank you again. All best.
Okay,
Very
take
good.
it easy, man. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
joining us. Yeah, yeah, friends, here it was good.
As
So,
my palm butter dug my food. I mean, they kiss me with the bitter root in there, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, it's a good thing the brother is doing on the ground. I think people should consider joining him and taking advantage, because with he been in Europe doing that and going to Liberia, I think it's a good thing, and he will manage it well. Yeah,
And exactly. So I think my impression is that the quality, the kind of professionalism that he brings with him, that he brings along with it. I mean, he grew up in Europe. He has a European approach to things, so it's much more better.
yeah,
You know, the people who came to Europe as adult and went back home. So this guy is, I think he's a change agent, and people should give him the chance to, to help, modernize our city in terms of real estate development.
yeah.
It's good that the calling the ministry the housing authority using calling on him sometime as a consultant to leverage his expertise in that area. But we'll call it a night.
So it's good. Yeah, to our audience, and thanks you all for following all back here on Tuesday by His grace. It was great. So we'll leave you all with this beautiful Liberian music. Say, "Eat Your Show" by King Dennis, which is good. So on that note, I'll say good night to all of you. Enjoy your pleasant evening. Let's listen to King Daniel. This is one of the good music in Liberia lately. It's been training. So I would say have a blessed weekend.
R.I.A. DJ Summer.
Ain't get back and say, let me enjoy myself. We not in competition while you getting there. Simple life we living, see and getting there. I tired helping people, let me help myself. I now want wake up one money and see myself in great. And people be enjoying all the money that I made. So I don't put myself first. And I know about you, I put myself first. Life is too short, so let me enjoy myself. The place you're looking at, let me come for myself. The way we enjoying, I know you're getting there. Even may you there, and everything is there. So if you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. If you hear a show, allow me in my show. I want time to go, I tell you in my show.
So my money that did I need and pray. Next thing on my mind, I'm killing me. Fragile the crib, I'm making all the play. I ain't got the skill of this calling. Get my share, get my chance, get my scoby. Get me sabu and I won't be. I'm in the game, and all the duty of rabbit, you're my mind.